Plates, a weekly show about bringing people together through the gospel of Jesus Christ to share testimonies, spiritual experiences, and overall to remind everyone that though we may not be together in person, we are together in purpose. A reminder that all comments made in the chat must adhere to the house rules. Any violation of the house rules will result in immediate removal from the group. Welcome to our show.
Welcome everyone to Our Golden Plates. This is Joey Gomez, and this is my brother,
Charlie Gomez.
So today we wanted to talk about some resources that would be available for you to be able to start a new career path, or maybe look at the career path that you have and decide if it's really what you feel matches your skills and interests. So as we go into today, keep in mind that a lot of what we are using is from the church's, what's it called again?
Our self-reliance course. Yep.
We're using the self-reliance booklet. And the self-reliance booklet has a number of resources. You should definitely check it out. But for our purposes today, we wanted to talk about building our career. And so that means first in that book, working on your education. And that's actually what it talks about. Or maybe deciding to start your own business. There's a number of resources they have, and you should check it out. But for today, I wanted to get into this career preparedness kind of website that I had found, and let's go to that. So the first thing I got right here are the 16 personalities tests. So right here on this website, when I click on it, what you can see is that there are a series of tests you can take. Now, in my profession, working in education and working with children, a lot of the work that I do, Charlie, is based on building relationships with people. Not everybody's like me. And so how do we know kind of what to do when we have one way of acting and another way of working? If we decide we want to take on a new challenge like changing career paths to be a mechanic when we've our entire life worked in the food service industry.
Or maybe just finding out if what you're actually doing is what you kind of really want to be doing in the first place.
Right. I think that a lot of people spend a lot of their time trying to figure out what do I enjoy without having the right tools. And that's led us to this point where we want to share with you some excellent tools that won't cost you a dime.
Free.
99.
Free.
So, with that, what do? You go to this website, www.16personalities.com. There's a series of steps you take. And as an educator, I work with kids on what's called transition plans. And I help them so they can decide on a career path. And a lot of people are just lost. They don't know what to do. But in my profession and being a member of the church and knowing that Our Golden Plates is about bringing people together, I knew that I could share this with people and it could help them, especially in their current career path. Now, I'm not saying you have to follow this if you don't want to, because it's your choice in the end. I am telling you that it's a free resource that you can use. So on this website, when you go to the 16personalities.com website, it'll ask you to take a test. It'll ask you a series of questions. One by one, you'll go down the list. Take the test seriously.
Serious, guys.
This is your life.
Yeah. And I can speak to that personally, guys. Like, the more accurate, the more personal you actually are in answering some of these questions, which I'll be frank, some of them I was kind of like, what? And so you may have a similar experience, but please actually take this seriously, because if you don't and you kind of just blow through it or breeze past it, you're not really going to find very many results.
So you take your time, you complete your personality traits. Then you go to this next website, which is called www.careeronestop.org. Guess what? You take another test. That's right. You're literally just going to be on that computer going one by one through the survey. I know. It's boring. Okay, I get it. It's not supposed to be this like super eventful thing. It's supposed to be accurate and helpful. And that means hard work. And I honestly am telling you this because the people that I interact with and the people that I work with and the ones that spend however many hours in the day trying to perfect their craft and are either upset with the lifestyle they've chosen or they're angry at their job, because they're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know if this is where I want to be or if this is the right path for me. I made a choice. I'm never going to be able to go back. I have no direction. Or you're just graduating from high school and you're feeling like, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? In our Golden Plates, we want you to be successful, especially if you're active in any type of lifestyle commitments. Like you want to do things like go to college, or you want to improve your current status in your job, or you want to work on things that you want to do self-development. These are the things you can choose. These are the things you can work on, guys. So you're on careeronestop.org and you go to the self-assessment. The self-assessment has kind of a variety of choices. First choice is going to be on values. You want to take that test. Then you want to take their next one, another one, another one. Interests. That's the next step. And then finally, the test on skills. There's 3 in total. They're all separated. We can put them in the links on our YouTube channel. Subscribe. That way you can always get this, guys. But even with all these you're taking a test on, you need to understand the why you're doing this. The why you're going about taking these tests. So, when you get through with 16 personality traits and Career One Stop, and you've completed all of those tests, look at the suggestions they make. Look at your personality type. Figure out what is going to best fit the kind of person you are with the kind of skill sets, values, and interests, so that way they can be in a good mesh and work together. If that's what you feel like you want to go to in a career path, it's at least a step forward. So for me, in my profession, I decided to do this with a number of the individuals that I work with. And I obviously took the how to start your own business for the church
course.
There you go.
And the self-reliance. I also took the same course.
Yes, we both took the same course. And they were so parallel, the things that they shared, that I said to myself, any person can use these resources. It doesn't matter. And it's so helpful. Literally, I was like, wow, this is how you start your own business. And man, I wonder if this is a career path that I could search and work on. And man, have we been working diligently on trying to build up a number of the skill sets that we've needed to learn to get to this point.
Exactly.
So with that, those are the 4 websites, well, technically only 2 websites that I've recommended, and then the textbook that the church has that you can refer to. But what is it that each one finds? First, there's the the 16 personality traits. That tells you the kind of personality trait type that you have. Why is that important? Because the personality type that you have can dictate the kind of way you'll work in the workforce. I have individuals that I work with that have a very high temperament. I have very tolerant temperament kind of individuals. I have individuals that are very, on task,
stern,
working in the direction that they have, know exactly what they need to do to complete everything that they have. And then I have individuals that are just, they somehow organize chaos like masters. And so whichever personality type, and you read about, and mine is more of like a structured fit, the one that I got. It gives you a specific name to each one. But it was so informative. Now I know the kind of person that I am and the kind of people that I work with. And I understand why they're coming from the place that they're coming from a lot better, because I took the time to learn about. And that makes an effective leader. Exactly. When you know how other people are going to react to the way that they are in their situations at their work. So the Career One Stop, when you look at the values, it shows you and tells you what are your real values. Maybe you have a faith in Christ. Maybe you have a focus on strong moral values, or you want to make sure that you're saving a lot of money. Whatever it is that you found important. There's your interests. You know, if you're in work and you're just, your whole mind is stuck on something like, I want to be doing exercise right now, you're not really focused in on what you should be doing, right? It's very hard. Believe me, I know. And I don't do a lot of exercise. Well, not as much as I used to. So clearly it's according to your interests that you'll be into the work that you're doing. Am I really focused in on what I like? And then your skill set. You can't do the work if you're not developing yourself. I mean, Charlie, how many hours is it recommended you master a skill?
Well, I mean, I know that from the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. If you haven't read that, it's a great book. He talks about the 10,000 hour principle. And if you don't know what that is, basically he shares an experience about, I want to say it might have been either Beethoven or Mozart, or maybe it was famous painter. I can't remember who it was, but how he dedicated 10,000 hours to his craft. And, you know, if you were to apply that nowadays, you know, most of us have a 9-to-5 job. And I would say it probably takes us a good, I think overall it may take anywhere from like 3 years to actually working at a 9-to-5 job Monday through Friday for you to even get close to 10,000 hours. But, you know, again, it's important that you take the time and put that in, because that's ultimately going to be what helps you to master those skills in the first place.
So President Bednar, Dallin H. Oaks of the Quorum of the 12, shared some quotes that I wanted to share. And President Bednar said, "You may not fully know what work you should do right now, but take the next step, and then the next step. Continually move forward. Seek information, ponder and pray, but don't overthink and don't get stuck in indecision." Elder Dallin H. Oaks says, "Revelation to the children of God comes when they are on the move." And so with that, as you were progressing and making a choice about your career path, I would just really ask that you focus on those two quotes in the way that you're doing your work and you're deciding your career path. It really is going to fall on the kind of effort you put into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, that's the key here, is being intentional. And, you know, I can tell you from firsthand experience, having taken the test myself, that, I mean, is it going to be the most exciting thing to have to go through? Probably not. But I will say that there's value in it, because it definitely can help you, instead of wondering if you should be doing something or whether or not you're even qualified to be doing something, to make data-driven decisions. And that's what I think is the most important thing that a lot of people don't really think about when they dive into a career path. They don't make decisions, or they don't make commitments without actually having that data that supports that. And so this is a very good way for you to quantify for yourself your actual skill set, and then also your interests, because just because you might have particular skills doesn't mean you may actually like that type of activity. And so, I mean, be intentional. And I think, you know, that's the key there. I would say to you that anyone who's struggling to find a career path, anyone who's interested in any type of entrepreneurial experience, or if they're just exploring other options for themselves, there's nothing wrong with that. But just be intentional. Understand why you're doing it. And then by understanding the end, it will help you to go through the process more thoroughly.
Agreed. I think that Charlie, more than most, who has gone through so much, can really tell you guys, it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. And some of the things that Charlie and I have been through, just trying to get to the point where we understand every component of what our careers should look like, what we can do to improve ourselves, has taken days, weeks, months, years. And that's okay. It's okay for you to go through that cycle, to learn from those mistakes, because that really puts you in a place where you're trusting in you're trusting in more than yourself. You're trusting in your purpose. And again, on our Golden Plates, we talk about that all the time. And so with that, I wanted to make sure that I shared kind of my experience and how that came to be. I got multiple degrees from ASU through the fork, right? Okay, I know those U of A Wildcat people out there say, no way, go down. But I decided to take a path with human services, and I felt like that was the right way that I was supposed to be directed. And I made a course correction, not a full like 180, 120-ish, some kind of degree deviation from where I was at. And now I work with children in special education. And what has that been like? Well, I needed to understand, did I really enjoy the work that I have? Was the skill set that I have something that I could transition to that area and work on those kinds of responsibilities I would be given in that special education community? And so I made that change. It wasn't like this huge pay cut, but it was a change in a healthier lifestyle for me, because my values included me not working on Sundays, and my values included me being able to spend time with my wife, and my interests fell in line with being around children that wanted to grow and to develop. And that's why I love our Golden Plates. It's because we're here just working together, trying to figure out how we can help each other in our purpose, coming unto Christ. And that takes time and effort. And I hope that you feel that in your heart. And I bring this up all the time about, really putting your heart and your desire into the kind of things that you're doing, because it's going to really affect those around you, and you're really going to feel that reward. I feel that. Just the other day I was talking to my brother about this kid that was struggling to try and get his education, and to be able to help this child, and what that meant for me. Just the world. Like, it couldn't put gold and exchange it for that experience. It just was something that meant a lot to me. And I look at that kind of career deviation or change, that pivot, as Charlie has talked about in the past, and it's just been a great success. So I know that it's a great opportunity for all of us to take advantage, and it's been a personal experience for me. So I would encourage you to do the same. And with that, Charlie, we'll be talking a little bit about our YouTube channel. So we have had a desire to try and get people to really kind of move towards that platform. And Charlie kind of has some good, helpful tips for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, just remember that you're subscribed, and make sure that you actually tap that bell notification so every time that we actually upload stuff that you get notified. And so I would say, again, let us know what kind of content that you guys would like to also. Feel free to comment down below maybe your thoughts, some advice that you guys have had in past with other past jobs or careers that maybe that you have. How did you find out what it was that you actually like to do? Was there specific skills that you had? Was it something that you were interested in? Just again, feel free to comment down below and let us know. And so, again, we're here for you. We want to be the support for you. We want to provide those resources for you. If you guys have any questions about your careers or career advice in general, feel free to reach out to us. And we're happy to help. And just remember that even though we're not together in person, we are together in purpose.